That's because I haven't seen you in about 2 weeks, so I don't know what's going
2
on with you.
weeks.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's you know what? I think that's maybe how we'll frame this episode. We'll call it Back in Black Wednesday
hmm.
because I'm back.
And he's wearing
The
black.
Go Fast Black.
So what's up, boys and girls? Benjamin Rudnick.
Jonathan Mercado.
We're back for another episode of Facebook Wednesday.
Yeah, Facebook Live.
So, a couple things, house cleaning things. We still have the promo going on with the Sony 4000s and 6000s. So make sure you re-up on those because I know a lot of you guys are getting low. I went to a couple of visits yesterday and I saw some units in there and I was like, "Hey, you're getting low. Buy some more." He goes, "I gotta call you." Said, "Better hurry up before March."
Yeah. And just one thing, I want to do some clarification on that too, because I got that question again recently. But anytime Sony's doing this promo, it's because the stuff is on sale retail as well. So keep that in mind when Sony does a national ad, they're going to make sure that they give you some of that margin back, so you're not losing out. They don't want you to just buy the stuff at your regular cost. Rebate their their customer, the end user, your customer as well, without giving you a little bit to keep that margin there. So just wanted to do a little
So if you
clarification on
really
that.
do the math, just like the JVC promo, the Kentwood promo, Sony promo, any of the head unit promos that are going on, if you do the math, the margin still stays the same, guys. So you're still making X amount of margin on the product versus retail versus buying it through distribution and getting it through us. You still make the same exact margin. Some of you guys, I've said it over and over again, but it doesn't make sense. It makes perfect sense. Do you understand margin? Your business should run on margin. That's what you pay your bills on, not on I sell this box for 150 bucks. It retails out for 200 bucks. You made $50. That's not how a business should run. So please make sure you look at the margin. It's still the same. Obviously giving a little rebate back. The beautiful thing about these promos, though, is with all these manufacturers is if you buy it on promo, meaning you buy it on the special, when the promo is off, when the manufacturer says that's it, done,
So
promo's
retail
off,
price is going back up to regular price.
they will crank right back up, and you have it at the promo pricing. You make a lot more money.
Yeah, and the other cool thing with it, and I don't think we always think of it this way, because sometimes we'll look at it, oh man, well I really wanted to sell that thing for 350 instead of 300. So it's like, you can almost look at it like, oh man, I'm losing out. But Jonathan explained, you're still making the same margin on it, so you're not missing out there. But also, you're getting the backing of national advertising. So it's basically it's another company, huge company, covering your marketing expenses.
Exactly. So
Can't go wrong.
you can't go wrong with that. Seriously, you can't. They're spending thousands and tens of thousands
Whew.
of dollars to market this stuff. I've seen a lot of the advertisements already on Facebook from all the vendors, when they're doing the advertisements. I've seen it on their sites, which that's a huge expense, especially when you got big companies like a Sony, a JVC, a Kenwood, an Alpine. I mean, they're spending tens of thousands of dollars to market these things to the public so that way your end users, your customers, go, "Hey, this piece is on sale online. What do you have it for?" And you go, "Well, online is at $349.99. Guess where I'm at? $349.99." So there is no price biting for any of you. That's where you guys make money. That's where lines like that make sense. When they're making sure online's very, very clean for you guys. They're making sure you're making the right margin for your products when you're selling them. That's a win-win company for me.
Yeah, and it's a great way to also team up with your own marketing. A lot of people do tons of different styles of marketing, whether it's in radios, whether it's in print, however it is, whether it's on social media. Piggyback along with these national promos as well. It just makes the local shops, because hey, let's even go fast. We're small business. Let's piggyback on some of these big nationwide companies. Utilize that marketing dollar, utilize that marketing momentum, and then turn it into more sales in our stores.
It's just a win-win, guys. That's how smart business people have been around for 20, 30 years. When you don't look at my cash registers bringing in a few $100s a day. No, how much margin did you make on those sales? That's what pays bills, margin. That's what gets you, money in your pocket is margin. not by selling things at making $50. That's the complete wrong way to look at things. So make sure you look at margin 100%. Next promo we have going on is still the Sony, not the Sony, holy crap, the Sirius XM, the SXV 300V1. You buy 5 and you get 1 Ben for free. So guys, think about that. You buy 5 tuners, you get 1 Ben for free.
The shipping might be a little outrageous on that one.
Oh, we'll just cut some limbs off and put you in an oversized box and put a heavy label on it, and
there we go.
ship you out UPS
or van delivery.
or van delivery. Yeah, it might be a little soaked, but that's okay. It's just Ben. So no, you buy 5 Series XM tuners, you get 1 free. Don't forget that they are, obviously giving your customer also a rebate on activation. So it comes to your customer at $0, cero, nada, zippo, cheapo, nada, broco. So make sure you buy some Sirius XM tuners. We've been selling a ton of them the last few months because of this promo. Make sure you keep that steam going with those promos.
Yeah, and one thing, and this was like something we didn't even think about before, but we kind of like mentioned the delivery van. I just wanted to say one thing about today. We had so much support on the delivery van heading up to Mass. We had to run 2 vans today. So if you guys are close to, relatively close to the Connecticut warehouse, even going up into Mass, going out to Rhode Island, we're starting to get some stuff going out towards New York as well. Some of the farther outskirts, upstate, maybe going up towards Nate's neck of the woods up in Maine and going up to Vermont, New Hampshire. We haven't quite figured out how we're going to do that one quite yet, but we're expanding that out. So if you are
2 vans, not 1, 2.
Today we're running 2, so that's awesome. Get with your salesperson. If you're somewhere, I'd say within, I don't know what the exact proximity be, but probably about 150 miles of our warehouse, we're getting vans out there. So if you haven't taken advantage of it, yeah.
So just to recap, Tuesdays, the van is at the Rhode Island area, that whole section right there. Wednesdays, the van is in Boston, Lawrence, even the border of New Hampshire. Thursday, the van is in New York, Brooklyn, Bronx, the boroughs. Friday, the van is here in Connecticut, running through the whole I-95 corridor and up back to 91. We are jam packing these vans. Yes, there is a van delivery fee, but once again, here goes the smart business person would think of it like this. If you were to ship out a subwoofer box, it's going to cost you $25, $30 just for an empty box. So you're shipping out air. If you take the van and you load it up with, let's say, 10, 15 subwoofer boxes, it's going to cost you $25. I think that's a win-win for all of you guys. Personally, a lot of guys have been taking advantage of the van delivery. It is one of the most successful things that we have done, where not only have we 1 van, we were filling up 1 van. Now we're getting to 2.
This is the first time we had to run 2 vans in a day. So thank you to the support from the dealer base. But just goes to show that, we're trying to make sure we're helping you guys save a little bit of money too. A lot of times you might not offer something out to your customer because you're like, well, I got to have, XYZ box shipped out by itself. The thing weighs 900 pounds. We've done some of the quoting of some of the shipping on these things, and you could be spending you've given UPS or somebody $150 to ship a box that you maybe aren't going to make $150 on. So that's a tough pill to swallow. You're probably just walking that customer if they ask for that, or you're going to maybe have to come up with something else, maybe push them off. That's what we got you covered for. So it doesn't matter if it weighs 1 pound, if it's 1,000 pounds, as long as it fits in that van or 2 vans,
it's going.
It's going to go for you, and it's all going to be at that one flat rate cost. So take advantage of it.
Yeah. So guys, just make sure that van is, we're jam packing every week, Tuesday through Friday. So please make sure you take advantage of it.
I was going to say, man, what transitioning. We actually got some box promos going on right now.
Yeah.
So if you want to take advantage of those, we've got some DS18 packages as well as Triton packages going. You're going to load up on those. It might be a little expensive to UPS them out. Hey, you got to do what you got to do sometimes. But if you're within the van run, pop it on there. We're going to take care of you.
Yeah, it's those packages have been working very, 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 very well. I had one customer order yesterday, 12 of them, and it blew my mind. He goes, dude, this is a killer price on these packages. On top of that, I mean, it's in my delivery run for $25. It's a no brainer. Your cost averaging it's a
Two,
dollar,
yeah,
a
you,
dollar fifty each
you're
box.
you're
It
talking
costs.
almost nothing adding on there. Again, you could always pass that along to the customer, but it's much
It's a
easier to
dollar
pass.
fifty.
It's much easier to pass that along than, hey, Mr. Customer, unfortunately, we had to ship this. It's going to be an extra $75.
Yeah, and
It
let
can be
me
a little
tell
tough
you,
sometimes.
UPS rates and FedEx rates and even postal rates on shipping for bigger items is getting, it's skyrocketing. So, guys, this is why the van delivery makes sense. This is why, you want to call your sales rep, you want to talk to them. Hey, when is the van, or is the van even going through my area? What day is it? How can I get on that delivery? Just remember, there is going to be a minimum. We're not going to take a dash kit, put it on the van, and deliver it to you. Think of big, bulky stuff. Think of, subwoofer boxes. Think of subwoofer packages. Think of subwoofers that are heavy, big, bulky. Think of amplifiers that are big and bulky, a multiple pack. There is going to be a minimum, about $300 minimum. We're not just going to ship dash. We're not going to deliver dash kits. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense. We can fit it all in one
That
box.
wire harness is going to be cheaper to ship out to UPS in that case. So
Correct.
I'm sure the drivers would love to see you guys. We'd love to get out and check out the shops, but you got to make it make sense there. But I think you guys get that.
Yeah, so guys, make sure bulk stuff, bulk wire, 4 gauge, 8 gauge, 0 gauge spools of wire, amp kits that are heavy, big things. Chuchero boxes that we're starting to stock more and more of, subwoofer boxes. We have a big assortment. And then I also want to say shout out to Demetrio for being every day out on the road. That man, I mean, he's seeing dealers, he's talking, shaking, hands. He's really doing a big effort on out there in the industry. So if you happen to see Demetrio, take a picture with him and send it to me or put it on our Facebook, whatever you can, because he is all over the place. So just want to give him a shout out. Also want to talk about some unadvertised specials. A lot of you guys have actually been hitting me up. Hey, what's on special? This, that, and the third. Make sure you do that with all your sales reps. Obviously we can't list certain things because it's too low to list, but there are specials: JVC, Kenwood, Sony, DS18, Rockford, Kicker, Diamond Audio. Dude, I could go on and on.
Yeah, and we
CompuStar.
still have stuff up in the remote starter category. And I was going to say the weather now finally is getting cold. I mean, thanks to whoever's controlling this. I mean, it would have been nice to
Bipolar.
have this maybe in like December or January for starter season. And we're getting at the end of February. Whatever, we can't control that. So we still do have some starter business out there. So we do have some promos going end of the season, trying to move through some stuff. So check us out on that. But going back to the van, that audio season's gonna be coming up fast. So
It already is.
Yeah, Jonathan, Demetrio, and myself are gonna be getting together to try to put together some Chichero packages. Again, it's gonna be here before we know it. But a lot of that stuff's gonna be heavy. This is the time to get it in the shop now to make sure that when the customers start flowing in, with that tax money, tax time here. I don't know if anybody's gotten their checks back quite yet,
No.
but it's gonna be happening soon. So take advantage. I think that's a lot of the time that people are coming in. They got cash in their hand and they're looking to get that boom in the trunk, whatever it happens to be, but they're looking to take advantage of it right there, because if you don't take that tax money, there's a lot of people out there looking to take that tax money.
Well, let me segue on what Ben said also. So, obviously Pro Audio, Chucheros, heavy stuff. I mean, you can get a case of speakers, like let's say, I think it's 8 6.5s that are in that case, and that case can weigh 50 pounds. So, what better chance to take advantage of the van to put it on the van for that? Not only that, guys, if you guys aren't doing Pro Audio, yesterday I was on the road. I visited a lot of shops. And believe it or not, a lot of shops are doing Pro Audio. We carry DS18. They've been doing Pro Audio since day one. That's their cup of tea. We carry Rockford. Obviously, they do Pro Audio. Diamond Audio has those sweet MP654s, MP694s. Pro Audio with the compression horn in the center. Serwin Vega Pro Audio. Everybody's getting into Pro Audio.
Yeah, Memphis Kicker, everybody, yep.
Memphis, humongous. I went to Knowledge Fest and saw their sweet Memphis boxes that lit up and the Pro Audio speakers. Let me tell you, there's a reason all these vendors are getting into Pro Audio. If you're not getting into pro audio because, oh, it's not my cup of tea, oh, it's annoying, oh, this, oh, that, whatever your case is, you're missing out. I guarantee you, there's a reason why big name companies, a Rockford, and Diamond, even brands that we don't carry, JBL. You know what I mean? JBL's getting into it. Pioneer's getting into it. All these companies, Hertz Audison, are getting into it. There's a reason why they're all getting into it because that is what the industry wants. They want to be loud and they want to be heard and they want to be clear because you can actually make those pro audio sound really, really clean. Not it's not everybody's cup of tea. You don't want a trunk full of, there's certain people that don't want a trunk full of speakers in the bag, blasting out in the parking lot pimping, what I call parking lot pimping. But there are people that will put them in their doors and they're getting to the point where they're so small that you can actually fit them in factory location spots and they sound insane.
Yeah, we've got a ton of accounts that are taking advantage of that. Some of those speakers we associate, like Jonathan said, with this big old soundboard. You're putting a Chuchero up and ratchet strapping it to the roof of your van. Yeah, you could do that too, but a lot of these guys just want that loud sound, and sound quality wise,
Not
it's
bad.
not always it's not geared towards being sound quality. It is geared towards, in a lot of cases, being as loud as possible, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have good sound quality. So keep that in mind. A lot of guys are being very, very successful. The analogy that I use, and there was a point in time when everybody was like, why would you want these huge speakers in your trunk? Boom, boom, booming all over. This is stupid. This is a fad. It's going to go away. Why would you do this? Your kids are crazy.
It ain't going away.
And that supported our business for decades.
Mm-hmm.
So the same thing. We have a lot of people now, especially the older we get. Again, we were the young kids back then when we were putting in a lot of those systems.
Mm-hmm.
Now we get a little bit older. We're like, why would you want that? Don't be that old guy, shaking his fist at the sky, being like, I can't believe these kids in their Chuchero boxes. It'll be gone. And this is going to be a category that's going to keep growing. It's going to keep getting more and more popular. And the quicker you catch on to it, the quicker you educate yourself into it, the better you can talk to it, the more successful you're going to be at selling it. And I guarantee you, if you don't do it, the shop down the street is. Don't let them get too much momentum there, because if they start getting into that category and they champion that category in your area and you're playing catch up, it could be a tough game. So definitely look into it.
Yeah, and like Ben was saying, and I'm also saying, sound quality of them aren't bad at all. As long as you DSP it, please, guys, don't use crossovers and EQs. That's completely the wrong way to do pro audio. You don't see, when you go to a concert, you don't see freaking crossovers and EQs on the line array speakers. That's I see here a lot about LA, line array in car audio. Doesn't exist. Line array is a speaker that's at a concert. When you see them at a 45-degree bend, that's a line array. So that they make those speakers sound impressive. If you ever been to a concert, you're like, holy crap, this is awesome. You can make those speakers with the right, tuning sound awesome. But just you gotta understand, everybody's getting into it. So if you're not getting into it, you're missing out on a piece of the pie. And I guarantee you, companies DS18, companies like Diamond Audio, Rockford, Memphis, are growing their business with that. I went to Knowledge Fest. It was funny. I even say this. There was a couple of companies that had the loudspeaker setup. Memphis brought out their not the Cuchetto box, the M Fuego box, and it was all lit up and just playing. And it was like a crowd, just every time it played, a crowd just gathered around it. And they're like, how's that coming out of that little? It had two tens with two tweeters all lit up. How's that sound quality coming out of that little box? That is the shout out to Memphis for that box. That box is awesome. Um, let me tell you, that right there, you put that on your showroom floor, and I guarantee you're starting to get a lot more different, how we say, demographics in your shops looking for loud stuff, looking for stuff that's gonna, blow their minds. You put that on your showroom floor, play it, you're instantly gonna sell.
You'll be, I guarantee it, you'll be surprised how fast that stuff will move for you. I had a lot of guys that were holdouts on it, but they knew in the area it was kind of catching on. as soon as they get that stuff on their floors, it's like, okay, I need more already. Like, I wish I had doubled my order, tripled my order. So get that stuff on the van. Watch this, another transition. We just love transitioning here.
Yeah, I
But
know.
if you don't know a ton about pro audio, you want to learn a ton about pro audio, we're gonna have to change get a 2023 on here, because we got MX 2023 coming up. It's gonna be April 12th at the Mass Mutual Center. It's the big show, so this is gonna be where everything's gonna be there. Pro audio will be there on display, but a great place to get your learn on there, because it's not different, guys. It's speakers, it's amps, it's tweeters, but it is a little bit different in terms of the setup. Sometimes the way that they're series together versus parallel, or there could be different ways of setting these things up that can be a little intimidating if it's just not something you do every day. And just knowing what speakers fit in what boxes, things like that. Just getting yourself familiarized. No better place than at Go Fast Mobile Expo.
Correct. So, guys, we have a big, 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 big assortment this year. There's a lot of people that are already registered for, not people, but vendors that have registered for the show already. They're going to be displaying all their new products. They're going to be there for you to ask questions. You know what I mean? Don't go to the show with the mentality of, oh, I came to win a prize. Because I'm going to tell you, you're at the wrong show. You don't go to a Knowledge Fest. You don't go to the Mobile Expo, in Arizona. You don't go to, all these local events to win a prize, because prizes don't pay you your business. You know what pays your business? Knowledge. Knowledge is power. So please learn as much as you can possibly, because you're out there trying to win that whatever 80-inch TV. It's a great prize, I understand. But it's even better prize when you can take back to your retail stores. You sit down, you go, damn, I just learned about this. Let me apply it to my store. And the minute you applied it, oh, I made a few $1,000s just applying that one thing I learned. Dude, that's a win-win for you as business owners. Please make sure you guys apply what you're learning. Make sure that you guys are, asking questions at these events. Go to the trainings, talk to the trainers, talk to the head, the head guys that make the stuff. It's they're there for you to ask the questions and learn. They're not there to, hey Bob, here's a box, have it free, and you guys go crazy over shirts. I don't know why, but you guys, oh, do you have a shirt? That's the first thing you ask a vendor. Do you have a shirt? The hell does a shirt gonna do for your business? The shirt's not gonna do anything for your business. The shirt's just showing a logo, and it's nice to wear. I'm wearing a shirt. It says, please, do me a favor and stop talking. I wear comic relief shirts, shall we say, but I also wear vendor shirts. But at the same time, it's like, guys, you're at the show to learn. You're not at the show to ask for a shirt. I don't go to Ben and go, hey, Ben, what do you got free today for me? No, I go, Ben, how can you make my business better? What can I carry that's going to make me a ton of money?
And it's there. I mean, hey, it's nice to get a TV. It's nice to get some of the free giveaways. Don't get me wrong. That's why we do it. A lot of money goes into that. That money could be redirected, but we know you guys like that stuff. We want to make it fun too. But I guarantee you, the people that show up, pay the most attention, that invest in their business, not just at the Go Fast Expo, but any day in their business, I guarantee you that TV's nice, but they'd be putting that TV on the boat that they bought with all of the money that they made from sharpening up their business, from becoming better at what they do, helping their team become better at what they do. And in what better way than at the show? And speaking of that too, and we still get this question all the time, do you know any installers? Do you know anybody for this? Do you know anybody for that?
Best place to network right there.
Take some of the new recruits that you got, maybe the people that aren't as well versed in 12 volt, maybe don't have the experience. It's a great, great, great opportunity to bring them down and get them up to speed. That's, again, usually it's when it's too late. It's June, it's July. Oh man, I got to ramp up now. And it's, now we're getting into starter season again. I don't have anybody that can do starters. And oh, can you come out and show my guy how to do this? We put on 2 shows a year, huge shows, one specifically for starters, but then we put on the huge expo. We have all of the industry leaders, trainers, decision makers, all in one spot. Jonathan, I would love to come out to all your businesses, spend a month there with you guys, hang out, teach and train, put on some demos, do different stuff. We got too many dealers, too much time. We got to be here on the phone for you guys. That's why we do this. Please take advantage of it. It's only going to make you guys better.
You know, now that you say that about the show, you know what's funny? Yesterday I was out on the road visiting some dealers, and a couple of dealers asked me, "Well, what's new? What's hot out there?" And I looked at them and I said, "You know, I've never seen you at one of our shows. Never seen you at any show at that. Any trainings." I go, "Why are you asking me what's new, what's hot out there? I know I can say, hey, you know, this remote right here is the hottest thing from sliced bread. But in reality, you're not gonna know without going to trainings. You're not gonna know without going to events that cater to our industry. There's a lot of people that still, for the love of God, still ask me, you know, what bypass module is needed for so and so car, for so and so brand, and I'm like scratching my head, and I'm gonna help you out as much as I can, but it comes to a point where we're so busy on the phones that we can't just look up everything for you guys. You guys have to do, some of your due diligence at, looking the stuff up and actually doing, your research because we don't have the cars in the base. We don't have the cars in front of us. If I ask you what's the year, make, model, all right, and you go, I don't know, then my smart response back is gonna be, well, guess what? I can't help you because I don't go to auto parts store and go, I need brake pads for a charger, and the guy's gonna be like, well, what year, make, model? I don't know. Are you a SXT, V6? Are you a Scat Pack? Are you an RT V8? Do you have Brembos? Do you not have Brembos? If you do have Brembos, do you have the four piston calipers or the six piston calipers? There's a ton of questions that us as salespeople on the phones will never know. So you can't get upset if we go, well, I need more information. Guys, you guys got to do your due diligence. Look at the vehicle. Pull the year, make, model. It's as easy as looking at a VIN on the door, looking at a registration, looking at an owner's manual in the glove box, and giving us the information because we honestly don't know. When you ask what's a harness for a GM, anybody that knows GMs know that they come Bose, non-Bose, OnStar, non-OnStar. You know what I mean?
You're doing steering wheel controls?
Yeah.
What else you got to retain with that?
The same with the Jeep Wranglers. Oh, is it amplified, non-amplified? Are you doing steering wheel controls? Does it have steering wheel controls? What rate are you putting in it? There's a gazillion questions we can ask, and if you go, I don't know, once again, we're gonna have you do your due diligence and look up the vehicle information because it's not fair to us that we have the incorrect information. We sell you the parts. You're calling us, MFing us the next day, talking about you sold me the wrong parts. Once again, here's the smart Jonathan goes, well, you told me the wrong information. You should be looking up your own parts. And that's reality. I'm here to help out. We're here to help out. We're not here to babysit.
Yeah, and of course we're going to do what we can to help you out, but think about your customer's experience in that case as well. For one, you do run into the situation where you get the wrong parts, and that's just bad for everybody. But also, if you really don't know the product that well, you don't know this new stuff that's out, the new technology, what do you think that sale is going to look like? They're going to be coming in, hey, Mr. Shop owner, I need to get radio, I need to get this, this, and this. This is kind of what I was thinking, and let me go in my wallet, and here's a crispy $100 bill for you. Slap it down on, and go ahead and put a system in my car for that, please.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys get that all the time. Those kind of things aren't going to keep our shops running. Not to be negative, but who knows what's going to go on with the economy this year? Everything's all up in the air. People going crazy. We think of recession talks and this and that, which we've fought through before. A lot of you guys have made it through some of these situations before, but we may be seeing less customers come in. We may have less opportunities to make that money. So the importance is going to be on maximizing every sale, getting as much as we can out of those sales. And really impressing these customers so that they tell their friends and family to come back and see you.
Or send a referral.
Referrals to come in. it's going to be incredibly and increasingly more difficult to close down that $10,000 sale that we all dream about when you're calling us up and you know nothing about the new stuff that's
or
out.
the products.
You want to have that stuff locked and loaded. Now, again, we will absolutely do our best to support you guys at the time of the sale, at the point of sale. But if you can't get Jonathan on the phone, you can't get Ben, you can't get Scott, Nate, Mike, Edwin, Barry, Demetrio, you just can't get us on the phone in that 1 second. You're going to want to have that knowledge in the back of your head, in your back pocket, ready to rock and roll so that you can maximize it. You don't know when that $10,000 job is coming, but when it comes in, you're going to have one shot to impress that person, get your knowledge up, know what you're talking about, be confident. That's one of the big things. You start to learn about these products, you touch them, you see them. It's not just looking at a picture on a website. It's not just looking in a catalog. You can talk to the customer, be like, matter of fact, Mr. Customer, I was at the Go Fast Expo last week. We got the, Rockford had this incredible setup there, this incredible marine setup for your boat. I actually got to touch it, RGB. You're going to be such a better salesperson because your energy levels are going to be going up, your confidence is going to be there, and the customer is going to see that. So get that learn on. And come on down.
Not only that, so it also goes into what we do also. So yesterday was a perfect example for me, and this is a perfect example for you guys. I went to a new shop, don't know anything about the shop, never been there in my life. They just opened up maybe 3, 4 weeks ago. I was talking to them, and when I first got up to them, I kind of like stumbled because I knew nothing about that new customer. I knew absolutely nothing. So then I asked the sales questions. What do you guys do? What do you guys what do you guys cater to? What's your type of clientele? I started getting, what brands do you currently have? And he started showing me some more stuff, and that sparked up a whole different conversation. As at first, the example is I was stumbling at first until I asked the questions, and then I started looking around what he did, and I started telling him what we did. You know what I mean? And it goes vice versa. I'm using that example because you don't know anything about your customers that come in through the door. Absolutely nothing. Zero zinch. Oh, the first thing they go is, I want a radio. I want a Pioneer.
Look it out.
Yeah, I want a Pioneer, or I want Panasonic. I mean, something that's like something you don't do. So like us, we don't do it. But I know enough that I'm dangerous enough to know about those brands and know about what those brands are, that I could always steer them into what I, Mr. Salesperson, aka you guys, want to sell. There's a saying, sell what's in the barn. There's a saying, that saying exists for a reason. Sell what's in the barn. Never sell with hopes and dreams. Sell what's in your barns. Guys, some of you guys, I went to your shops yesterday, and I'm the type of person where I have great relationships with a lot of customers, and they take me around their shop, show me inventory, all that stuff, and I'm looking at, I'm like, wow, you've got these 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old head units, speakers that you're sitting on, and I'm not talking about 1, 2, 3, 10, 15 of them. I'm like, why? Oh, well, there hasn't been great sellers, hasn't been great movers. I go, well, you didn't buy those from me. So where did you get them from? And they explain where they got it from. I'm like, why? You know what I mean? You make a distributor your friend. We're not here to overstock you. We're not here to be pushy. We're not here. Any one of you that are watching this can honestly shake your head. Yeah, Jonathan's not pushy at all. Ben's not pushy at all. We're here to, support you. We're just in time fulfillment for any of products you need for your customers. I know I'm getting long-winded, but I saw a lot yesterday that it blew my mind why a lot of shops are doing this. And I actually got to see 13 shops yesterday, which was kind of a record. I left my house at 6 in the morning.
Road warrior.
Didn't come back until like 7. And let me tell you, it was interesting to see what shops are doing right and what shops are doing wrong. There's a lot of you guys that are doing a lot of things right, and I see it. Not overstocked. You know what I mean? You know how to sell to the customer. You've got cars in your bays, and then I see a lot of shops that just, I look around, I'm like, I want to throw up because I'm like, this is disgusting. You guys have way too much inventory. It's got about a pound of dust on it. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, why isn't this moving? Oh, well, I had to buy this in order to, stay with that. And it's like, why? Why? Why would you ever buy 15 of these 10 favorite hybrid caps unless you're moving 15 a month? Why?
Yeah.
It just blows my mind.
Yep. It's all part of strategy. It's all part of bettering ourselves.
Mhm.
Even the best shops out there are the best shops because they're constantly trying to get better.
Mhm.
So again, no better way. And there's always something new to learn, which is kind of why we have the mix of the Rockford product. Again, we're just like transitioning
Well, one
like
more thing.
champs. Go ahead
One more
here.
thing before we get into Rockford, guys. So MX 2023, it's coming up April 12th. It's from 8 to 5. You guys know we do it big. There's going to be a lot of vendors there. Make sure you come and you learn. Events like I said, Knowledge Fest, the event that's in Arizona. Make sure you find the time to go to those events, because let me tell you, knowledge is power. This is 2 decades of me speaking here. We're talking about a person who knew absolutely nothing when I was young. I mean, nothing. I was a snot nose, didn't know nothing. But in the long run, I wanted to learn. And I made a point to go to all the trainings by every vendor, even if we carried it or not. I made it a point when I went to Knowledge Fest, I went to a bunch of trainings, even from vendors I don't even carry. We don't carry. And I went to their trainings because you never know what could happen down the road. You know what I mean? Like Ben said, with all this talks of recession and slowdown, etc., you have to be the winner. And we're going to be the winners. I'm going to tell you, Go Fast Solutions is going to be the winners. So just remember, we're going to keep growing. We're going to keep, obviously bringing in lines that make sense for you guys. It's up to you guys to learn and to adapt those lines into your stores.
Yeah, and what I was going to go into is you could even learn some things about some manufacturers that you guys are already very well versed in. I know that sounds kind of weird, but that's why we picked this selection of Rockford product out here. A lot of you guys are Rockford supporters, a lot of you guys are Rockford lovers, you're pushing a ton of product, and a lot of our customers know the Rockford name. It's one of the few names I'd say that's in the industry
It's
that
been around for a long time.
and you could just kind of grab any Joe Schmo off the side of the street and say, "Hey, do you know Rockford Fosgate?" And they're probably going to be able to tie it to car audio. In every industry, you're going to have people that don't know anything, but Rockford's got a pretty big name out there.
Mm-hmm.
But most people, when they think of Rockford, you think of the big subs, you think
Mm-hmm.
about pounding bass, you
Mm-hmm.
think about some great speakers, you think about the amps, and then after that, it's we'll move on to some. You kind of the knowledge stops there, but Rockford does a ton of supporting products as well
Mm-hmm.
that you can learn about at MX 2023, which is the transition there. But a lot of products within the lines that we already carry that you may not know about. So whether it's accessories, whether it's marine-based product, again, some stuff that could be used in marine and motorsports applications, they do quite a bit more than what a lot of people think.
Yeah, and I hear that at our MX 2023, we're actually going to have level 2 trainings. So it isn't just going to be your basic trainings at the show. It's going to be a little bit more advanced on discussing products and discussing, what features are on those key products. So we're going to talk. So the brand of the week this week for us is going to be Rockford Fosgate. They've been around forever. Um, I went to Rockford at one point in my life, designed some Punch 50s and Power 100 amplifiers, built my own, so guys, it's pretty cool to see the inner workings of all that stuff. Um, so I'm gonna go down the line very quickly. They make subs. We don't have any subs here because obviously they're way too heavy. They make subs from entry level all the way up to insane, insane SPL subs. They make amps from your entry level, which aren't really your entry level because they still provide a lot of power, all the way up to your power series, which unfortunately distributors are not allowed to carry. But we got Prime and Punch, and can tell you those amplifiers are insane themselves. They make marine controllers and radios. So they make a whole line of things. 10 ferret caps. You've got your, I can't see what exactly this is.
Amp kits, line out converters,
Yeah.
fuse holders,
Bluetooth
I say
adapters.
Bluetooth adapters, USB adapters. One thing on that PMXB BTUR, reason why it's important that you understand what accessories are out there, that's something that doesn't have to just be tied to Rockford systems.
It's universal.
You get a lot of vehicles that don't have steering wheel controls that they want steering wheel controls. Bet you didn't know you had access to it. Well, I know some of you did because we sell them, but I bet you not everybody knew that you had that option. Customer comes in, doesn't have steering wheel controls. You can conceivably be making yourself a couple $100 extra on that sale just by tuning into our Facebook Live, but by going to MX 2023. I guarantee you're going to learn something like that do the math on it. How many times have you walked a customer or haven't asked a customer? They came in, they didn't have steering wheel controls in the radio. You're just like, nope, no steering wheel controls needed.
We got you.
There you go. You've got a solution there. But again, a 10 farad cap. You don't see too many of these out there. I don't even know of any other manufacturers right now, especially what we carry, that's going to be doing something like that. Your customers are requesting these things, and if you didn't know that was in the Rockford lineup, you're missing out huge. Not only do you have access to it, but with one of the biggest names in the industry.
Yeah, they do marine speakers, marine amplifiers, they do RGB controllers. They do a ton, like Ben said, a ton of different things that a lot of people really didn't know they made. But your sales rep would know better than you would. So make sure you get in contact with them on that. Rockford's been making hard hitting goods since the 80s. I remember as a kid, I would hear the name Punch and it would be like, oh, that's Rockford. I would know exactly what Punch would mean. Who is Punch? Rockford Fosgate. You know what I mean? Jim Fosgate, God rest his soul. He was a developer of a line that was like the go-to line for a lot of stores in the 90s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s. It was the go-to line. Like if you didn't carry Rockford, you weren't carrying the big boys. So, this is a line that I have a lot of fond memories on, that I know a lot of.
Long time supporter of Go Fast.
Long time. Very, very long time supporter of Go Fast. Wow. It goes even to our sister, our previous regime company, which, let me tell you, they carried Rockford for a long, long time. So, and I've been doing it for a decade and a half, and I can tell you, I don't remember not carrying Rockford. It was one of those lines that, everybody knows Punch. In my culture, the Spanish community, you say Punch, they know exactly what it is. They don't even know Rockford, they know Punch. So you sell them Punch, and they're like, oh, yep, that's those subs that hit hard. So make sure, if you're interested in Rockford, call your sales rep. Let's talk about a couple of different lines. They do make preloaded boxes.
Yeah, preloaded amplified boxes. Those things expanded their selection as well, going from ported 8s all the way up to 500-watt ported 12s now.
Those things pound, man.
Tons of stuff. Again, marine radios. One of the best fully waterproof marine radios that's on the market is from Rockford Fosgate. Not typically known as a source unit company, but a great unit that's going in a lot of slingshots, a lot of side-by-sides, a lot of boats out there. Man, it's just, again, it's incredible sometimes just for myself to go back and walk our aisles and look and be like, man, I knew they had that, but look at the selection. I mean, we have racks and racks and racks of just accessories that Rockford does. Again, some guys are heavy supporters of them situationally. Other guys don't know. That's why we're doing these things, and that's why you got to come to the shows to learn about these things.
So just remember, if you're not familiar with Rockford or any of the lines we carry, go to www.gofst.com, register, call your sales rep, be like, hey, I registered for the site. Well, can you approve me? It'll be done in a matter of minutes. We have an in-house web developer that's constantly looking up information on people registering for the site and making sure that that you're a legit company and that you're legit to buy from us, and they'll hit approve. And all you gotta do at the search bar at the top, don't put up any numbers, don't look at what shows up when you're typing in something. Just put in Rockford in that search bar, and everything Rockford will show up, and it'll say in stock, out of stock. So once again, www.gofst.com. If you guys aren't on Facebook or are on Facebook and haven't followed, there's two Go Fast pages. There's the Go Fast Together Solutions, which is our main company page. And then there, for all you dealers, there is a Go Space Fast Solutions dealer page. And that page is catered to all you dealers. And there you get a little bit more technical. You can talk, products, you can talk pricing, etc. about products we carry. So, yeah, we're always here to help out, guys. And
Yeah, you can let us know what you want to see at the expo as well.
yeah, it'd be nice to get some information from some of you guys about the
We
expo.
kind of have some stuff going on already, as you could imagine, but it's not here yet. So if there's stuff that you guys want to see, specific things in particular, maybe tweaks or something that we could change to make it better, especially guys that have been to multiple shows, let us know. We'd love to have that feedback. We're going to try our best to read your guys' mind, but I'm not going to lie. I don't think that's like our strong suit. It'd be much easier if you could just go ahead and tell us what you want to say.
And as always, guys, this is not scripted.
If you couldn't tell.
If we are all over the place, which is okay. It literally just whatever comes off the cuff is what comes out. So, guys, if you see some mistakes, some part number issues,
Never.
please don't take offense to that. It's the fact that this is just we're just spitballing information out, and we're just Ben and I are bouncing back and forth. Somehow we have this intertwined link where I say something and I might pause for a second, and Ben will pick right back up. So, guys, thank you for joining in. I know this was a long one. We had a lot to talk about. April 12th, 8 to 5, right on your calendar. Closed for the day. MX 2023 Expo. Registration's coming out soon. Make sure to be the first to register, because like Go Fast does it. We do it big all the time. We always give goodies out to early registrants. So make sure you're there, you're early, you register early, and you're at the show to collect your prize. Because no prizes will be mailed out to you without you being at the show.
And more information is going to keep on coming. So make sure you tune in next week, tune in the week afterwards. Stay close. Keep your finger on the pulse, because, again, like Jonathan said, if you're going to go anyways, go ahead, win yourself some stuff. Get yourself some prizes, then go get your learn on, the most important thing.
Yeah, so guys, glad to have you guys watching. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.